What's up, world? It's your boy, the Toothless Wonder, coming back at ya with another demonstration on the demonstration. I don't know, I'm just posing it. This would just be a free-flowing thought, and I had this the other night, so I put it in my calendar to, discuss it, address it, whatever the case may be. Uh, there are these talking points on the YouTubial streets of chosen people and who they actually are. People who are, God's chosen people that he made the covenant with, through Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, uh, and then those that, in modern day are attempting to follow the rules, laws, and regulations, dietary, civilly, so on and so forth, as they did, when the law was given from Moses, that we seemingly have gotten away with in Christianity, which I always, would struggle with certain things like, you know, uh, these conflicting or so presumably on surface level conflicting scriptures. The law is not done away with. I come not to fulfill the or to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. And then they'll go into like the liberty of Christ, and you're free to do whatever, whatever. And I'm like, you know, no, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I always struggle with that. So haphazardly, I've actually been on this path of holding to the law, like unintentionally. Like I quit eating pork, but I didn't do that because of spiritual reasons. I was just doing it for something to do, just to say it was something that I was like improving on, or you know what I mean, and then come to discover later on, with more clarity, that I'm not supposed to be eating pork. Um, uh, just I'm gonna make a more concerted effort to honor the Sabbath. You know what I mean? I just feel the need to do that. And let's say I'm hypothetically wrong, which I don't think I am. I'm still, like like you're not gonna be punished for over obedience. You know what I'm saying? Like what could possibly go wrong by doing that? And by holding to the law, by the action of doing that, you're actually setting yourself apart. Because if you notice, and then that'll kind of segue me into what I was gonna originally talk about. Um, so if you're keeping the commandments, you're not eating pork, you're honoring the Sabbath, uh, you treat people, scripturally, not, what I'm saying, you govern yourself, you're trying to, uh, not commit sin, you know what I'm saying? Like you're going to be set apart by default. So by the physical action you setting yourself apart, you start to spiritually set yourself apart. And then you go through what I'm going through is like, and it's always been like this, it's just now to a greater degree and a greater awareness of like seeing the subtlety of the spiritual realm. Like I kind of walk an isolated path anyway, but there were a few people, like, work wise or just people I knew from like treatment and stuff like that. And I've seen these people like, and I thought it was me at first. Excuse me, I've seen these people kind of flip mode squad on me, like, wow. But it's not them, it's the spirit operating in them in response to me. And I've noticed this as well. Um, and it's great, like even my own child, right? It's like when people can't manipulate you, they get mad with you. Like they start shunning you, or they'll go to other people and attempt to slander or throw you under the bus. So I've been struggling with this, like, because I've been betrayed a bunch of times, so it's a very, like, triggering thing. Like, emotionally, not so much I'm like, you know what I mean? But, like, I take it as treason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't trust you. Like, you look different now. I don't, I don't believe nothing you say, or what's your motive behind what you said or did. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know you don't really fool with me like that. You actually like want to see me, and I ain't hitting on nothing, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you want to see me knocked down a rung. That would make you happy. I've experienced that by people I helped or did the most for. Like that's been a repeated theme in my life. Like, but then maybe people I just know more casually will present more tangible solutions, help, support. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in this mode of like, and I'm trying to sift it out through the spirit. Like, I really don't feel like fooling with nobody on an interpersonal. It's no different than that Matrix scene where he was saying how anybody who's not unplugged from the Matrix has the potential to become an agent. So I mean, yeah, he can frustrate me, but he can't really get me to misstep. You know what I'm saying? Or to go backwards. So the few people that are around me, he's been like my job where I was like held in high esteem. Then when I came presenting certain problems or I perceived things that I shouldn't have and addressed it with the superiors, like it wasn't like a situation or a conversation of because I'm coming with solutions at the same time. Like, okay, here's the problem, but how are we gonna solve it? It was like it was a lot of diversionary kind of like, you shouldn't worry about that, or just do your job, which I translate my brain to like just mind your business. But I'm like, all the stuff actually prevents or hinders me from doing my job, and here's why. And then none of that would be, they'd go on to something else, and then they just keep talking, and hopefully I forget what I was talking about. It was a lot of wild stuff, right? But it's definitely real in the battlefield, and that's like one of my favorite sayings. So it kind of has me like, like, wow, like I ain't really heard. It's just like, darn, it's real. It's been real, and it's just get realer. You know what I'm talking about? But this is what I really wanted to go into, because I be coming up with these hypothetical scenarios. So amongst the quote unquote, and I ain't perfect by a long shot, chosen people or those who God has called for divine purpose and so on and so forth. And we all have heard these talking points on the YouTubial streets of, just women, the modern woman. And I'm black, so more predominantly I scale mine more towards black women. And I'll be honest, it ain't, and here's where I get conflicted. It's to me, from how I said, how I've evolved, growing in knowledge and wisdom, there's absolutely nothing to fool with here. And I'm just talking about for me. I see it more as a liability than any perceived benefit that would come from it that don't have nothing to do with sex. And then I don't really want the sex because I already know you done gave it to 1,000 people. So it's nothing special about that other than my desire to have sex. But, it just opens me up for more liability, stress, and it's just not, the juice not worth the squeeze, in my humble opinion. So it brings me to this point. So if you have these proverbial or hypothetical, excuse me, y'all, goddamn, chosen men or men who are coming into the truth, right? Who are these men supposed to deal with? I seen brother, I think Rollo Floridian, and I'm not debunking his theory. It just made me think. And he was talking about the strange woman or women from other races, nationalities, so on and so forth. And when he made this point, I had actually just read it in the Apocrypha, I think in the story of Joseph, or the Testament of Joseph, and Joseph's first wife. And he was saying how, and I read this prior to him saying, so I was like, oh snap. How, I think her name it started with an A, Athena, or something to that effect. How she initially, rejected Job and, and then she came to understand, the real deal Holyfield. And then she threw out all of her, idols, and, she repented and fasted and so on and so forth. So even though she was proverbially a strange woman, she dropped her practices for the practices of Joseph and hence became his wife. That's what, the issue Solomon ran into but they didn't do that. It was the reverse. And, he ended up conforming or being influenced by the gods that his wives worshipped. But I just say in modern times, because of the way the society is structurally set up and the program and the indoctrinations, these women, I think, now, of course, they'll be turned off by it, but they're more geared to getting a man they can control and then hence lose respect for and then feel like greater as some type of hellified woman because I was able to get this man to bow down to me or change his beliefs or whatever the case may be, all the while still desiring, like a real man. You know what I'm saying? But I question, and I kind of experienced that at my job or whatever. They don't fool with me, but they respect me, but they don't like me. But they're drawn, you know what I'm saying? But who are we supposed to fool with? Because I'll be honest, as I quit drinking, I used to wonder why every time I got sober, I start like lusting more after like white women, and they could like not be built like nothing. They were just slim, no butt, no chest, whatever, right? Dorky, it doesn't even matter. And I'm like, yo, I just wanna, I'm just being honest, right? I'm like, yo, why do I feel this way, yo? And I think what has happened upon just self introspection, that as I become more of a man, responsibility, self awareness, consistency, discipline, so on and so forth, by default of me becoming more masculine, I'm now drawn or desire a more feminine woman. I think in all the time I lived in Baltimore, I might have met, in limited action, 2 feminine black women. Like I enjoyed being, like, not even sexual, just it was good energy. I enjoyed conversating with them. You know what I'm saying? The vast majority I'm repelled by, to the point of almost sickness. Like, and I see it everywhere. And I'm like, yo, okay, so does the Most High, and this is based on my question, does the Most High have a plan for the daughters of Zion? Like, are we like this out of choice? Are they like this out of choice? Or are they like this because of the environment or the law? Like, how much of this is really their fault? And then if you like, and I tell the people at the job this, that's one of the reasons why I quit. Because I came with tangible solutions. One of which is, if there's no consequence for bad behavior, then the behavior will just persist. Because normally nobody's going to just wake up one day and be like, oh, wow, I'm doing wrong. Like, I've done it, but I'm a little different type of guy. Oh, wow, I've done wrong. Let me stop. Or I don't like how this feels. Or I don't like hurting these people. Or I don't want to be known for that. Like, how many people do you personally know that do that? And I'm just wondering, like, if there's no plan for them, or if they're just so morally and physically degraded that they have no value, like, what is the plan for them? You know what I'm saying? And then who would the men of the Most High actually deal with in mass? But if you go to the strange woman, and I actually was in a situation where a young lady, she was white, white, whatever, and she actually was practicing, tarot cards and all this crap, right? And then we would just have conversations about that amongst other things. And then, like, she actually did like Joseph's wife and, threw it away and da-da-da-da. But then she ended up relapsing. So I felt like after she did, and I told her this, like, you don't just get, just drop and go on about your business. Like, they're going to come after you. You know what I'm saying? Talking about whatever spirits are attached to those practices. And then I had to leave her alone, whatever. I did try to get help, but, I think that, like, I think there is such a thing of a woman. Like, typically a man becomes a man because of what he goes through. I think it's the reverse for women. When a woman goes through a lot, especially dealing with other men, it takes from them. It takes their soul. So they don't have anything to give you because everything's gone internally. Like my man, Thinking Man's Templar, he coined the term painted graves. Like, yeah, they might look nice, but if you flip them inside out, you'd be disgusted. And that's not to say, people can't repent, change their ways, so on and so forth, but it takes time. And in this, instant gratification culture, like, what woman wants to do that? What woman wants to go against the grain? What woman doesn't want to be accepted by society at large? You see what I'm saying? Like, what woman is truly going to choose the Most High and the man who's attempting to do that? And go through whatever with that. You see what I'm saying? When the world offers all this superficial, seemingly, whatever that people attach to their identity. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just looking at my dating options, right? So, black women, for the most part, I don't even find them attractive no more. Just in general. Like, the program, I can sense the programmings in them. I can sense they've been scud buckets. I can sense that because of how the society props them up, they think they're better than me. You know what I'm saying? No. I actually have more, just better overall interaction with white women, right? Even though I never wanted a white woman. Like, when I was younger, I actually, like, being idealistic, I actually wanted, like, a darker skinned black woman. Because I wanted to have dark babies. You know what I'm saying? But I actually have better interaction with white women. But I don't trust them either. It's what I like to call the lesser of two. No, it's the second drunkest person in the room theory. Like, you're in a bar, you see somebody falling down drunk, like, God darn, they slizzard. Now the person standing next to him that they with, drunk as hell, but in relation to them, they don't look that bad. That's kind of how I view white women, and they just have more feminine traits. Like they have longer hair. Like when I go to like Planet Fitness, it's filled up with white women or Hispanic women. Like very seldom do you see any black women in there, unless they're younger, like college age. Other than that, no, that's dead. Um, you know what I'm saying? They tend to be more health conscious. They tend to be more family orientated in relation to the black women, but they still do all that divorce, raping, and all that. You know what I'm saying? Graping, rather. Uh, so it's like you have to pick the lesser of two evils. And, I'm not really with the casual sex. You know what I'm saying? So anybody I deal with, I have to build some type of rapport with them. I don't feel need to do that. And then if I perceive most people that I'm running to be soulless, then what am I going to attach to? So then I was like, oh, well, what about Hispanic women? And I actually like envy them to a degree. Because like I'll go in like more Spanish, like populated places, and I'll see like families intermingled. I see order. I've never seen them like in public arguing, and if they do, they keep it, like you're supposed to, out of public view. I've never seen like I'm pretty sure it happens, but not to like in mass where like the Spanish woman is creeping with the other or anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like the women uphold the men protect the women. You know what I'm saying? I know that's your girl. You know what I'm saying? Out of respect. And I only have to know you. Like, it's a beautiful thing, bro. And I want one of them. But I can't. Well, I ain't gonna say I can't. I just have chosen not to make time to learn Spanish. And I feel like they're a hard group of people to infiltrate. Not, that's the wrong word. Because I'm not like, then that means I have some like ulterior motive. Which I guess I do. I just want to go about in the right way. Like I just like the culture. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to be around like, or in the midst of real yeah. You know what I'm saying? You get around niggas, especially like your homeboy, man, these niggas, especially if they get high and drink, like they can have more than you, but still covet what you got. Or I've been in these type of situations, right? Where, I've been in these type of situations, right? Where they might got more than me, but I got more respect for that, because it's just how I treat people, right? So they might get into an issue with another group of guys that I'll have to alleviate off the strength of y'all are my friends, I run with y'all. And the other group of guys, I've known them longer than I've known the people I run with. So they respect me. So off the strength of that, like, all right, we're going to let it lay. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people hate on me for that. The people I helped not to get beat up hate on me because I'm the one stopped it. Or especially when it comes to like women and shit. Cause I'd be like, especially when I used to drink, I used to like, I'm just kicking, I'm just having fun. But I don't want nobody in here, man. I'm just funny, and I'm the type of dude like, if I'm fun, I want everybody around me to have fun. Like if it ain't no fun, the homies can't have none. So that will like congregate people. You know what I'm saying? And then, when you're the fun guy, no, not on that other type of time, or you just got good energy, it attract people to you, right? Of which the people I'm around are reaping the benefits, because now I'm bringing females around, other dudes coming around, they're doing business. You know what I'm saying? I'm just more of the catalyst or the pin to all this here. I just want to have fun. I just want to like not think about what I'm going through for a period of time. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll like hate on the fact that like I got you some yams. When if I can get you some yams, I get myself some. And the only reason you got it because I ain't want it. But it ain't nothing up for discussion. That's just how I play the game. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of digress there, but this is sad, and it really makes me like, I pray to the Most High to get out of this place. Because, granted, I understand, like, women shouldn't be the priority of man's life. But at the same time, I like to believe it is a great desire. So it's kind of a struggle internally. Not like that I'm going to do it because I know better. But just juggling, like, you want femininity. You want, feminine energy. those type of traits. But you ain't gonna find it here. At least I haven't. And I've heard other brothers say, like, you gotta find one. I don't feel like being that social. So I don't feel the need to go looking. Um, and I don't know, like, I don't think it's for me here. And maybe that might be one, because I've been in a season where I was in particular, and nothing that I did I could actually like benefit from. Because had I benefited from one thing, it had kept me there when he wanted to move me on. So he purposely didn't allow stuff to grow that I had planned. And I'm wondering if this is a similar situation, but it does hurt because it's like, what's going to happen to them? Like, are they really bad people or are they just bamboozled? You know what I'm saying? Or have they made the willing choice? Do they know? Do they not know? You know what I'm saying? Can they be redeemed? Because the way I said, and I think in general it's like this, there's only going to be whatever coming down the pike with, prior to the tribulation, there's only going to be a remnant left. And I think there only can be a remnant left because let's say hypothetically, like, you can't take the average black person you meet to Africa. You can't. Because their mindset, their belief systems, how they're ingrained to act. Like, I understand this. I think Marcus Garvey had a famous quote saying, if black people drink from the waters of Western civilization, we will die from its effects. I don't think people want families at this point. I think we like wickedness. We like being sneaky. We like being deceptive. That shit, it turns us on. It gets our blood going. We don't want to be, like, we play like that because it looked good. But that's not what we really want because it's too boring. We don't think about legacy. You know what I'm saying? We don't care nothing about that stuff. Now, we'll talk about it, just like the preacher man might talk a whole bunch of stuff that he don't personally live. But I just want, like I feel like a duck or a goose who instinctively feels the need to fly south for the winter. Like, I gotta get out of here, bruh. It's like, it's something more. Like, I hate the 9-to-5 culture. Like, I'm finding nothing here fulfilling. Like, I read, try to research, whatever. I go to the gym. Other than that, I don't, like, I'm also at the point, and I got bills like everybody else. But I don't think I can work for nobody else. Not in this corporate 9-to-5 culture. Unless the work was actually fulfilling, that helped somebody or was part of some greater goal, objective. I can't work at the warehouse. I can. But it's like my spirit don't agree with it. My spirit can't do nothing. I can't do nothing my spirit don't agree with. That's why I left the job. Like, I try to convince myself mentally to do it. My spirit just wasn't in it. So, it's kind of like, it's like that Common song. When we was talking about hip hop, I used to love her. But then she went, and did whatever with whoever, wherever. And now it's just a shell of this former thing that you used to know. And you remember when it was beautiful, when it was innocent and pure or whatever. Now it's just morphed into this monster that you can't save and that is dangerous to you. With that, I'm ready going to school, man. I'm going to holler at y'all, man. It's the Bamboozle Again News Network signing off.